Get hype. Get hype for 1990s economics. And a cat watching porn. The porn part is not. I censored it. There might be some noises. They're hugging. Just know that they're just hugging. That's all. What it felt like to live through the collapse of communism and democracy. Familiar. That's what it feels like. What a parade. What is happening? I think he was getting a mermaid out of a shell. Oh, this guy. Oh, strap in for this guy. Censored hugging is my favorite. Nice. Wait, do you want my opinion? Women shouldn't force men to wear condoms. The problem is that our birth rate is declining. A high birth rate is important for the economy of any country. The more children we have, the less need for condoms. So I say less condoms, more children. This guy saw a BBC reporter and was like, I got a bone to pick. Literally. Man is dead because of me. I don't feel like the murderess that everyone imagines. Someone frightening or some kind of maniac. First he slapped me and knocked off my glasses. Then he stepped on them and threatened that the same would happen to my face. I forgot to put on the... I got frightened. His friend tried to split us up. Our kitchen is very small. I was holding a knife in my hand and said, "Get away from me." I jabbed forward with the knife. It went in him. He stepped back, clutching his chest. His last words were, "Stab me again, stab me again." That was it. He fell over. I called the ambulance. The police came straight away. He died on the way to the hospital. He's like, I'll get in the documentary if I say something wild. The condom guy. Yeah. Yeah. And then that footage was just like, that footage just sat on the BBC cutting room floor for 30 years until Adam Curtis found it and went, "Yes, condom guy, I'll put you in my documentary." Yegor Gator came from a family at the heart of the communist establishment. Meet our new hero. He's going to save the economy. Gator. The Kremlin, January 1992. He was an economist. Gator had promised Yeltsin that he could transform Russia into a capitalist society in just 18 months. Big promise. Gator said the communist plan had failed because it had tried to control everything. What was up with the last clip? How is it relevant? How did it apply? Which part? This guy like walking up to the door. I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with the communist, like the offices. It's Miss Stabby. She's a recurring character. Her story continues to be told. Slice of life, yeah. It's a little bit of slice of life. Accidental pun. Nice. Accidental, excellent pun. But yeah, in the first one, there was this woman who was getting convicted for stealing a bag of some guy's stuff. He likes to throw in these slice of life. He calls them emotional documentaries or emotional histories because he likes to include the stories of the people. Miss Stabby's one of the people. But she has an interesting story. It continues. His first step was to remove all controls over prices overnight. Yes! And let the price of everything find its own natural level. The perfect free market. It was the most extreme version of free market capitalism ever tried. They recently did this in Argentina. Gator was advised by a group of American economists. They called it shock therapy. The night before the controls were lifted. What is your opinion on price liberalization? I think that once prices are freed, life will become unbearable for a common worker. And it will take a lot of effort to earn a living. We'll have to use any means, honest and dishonest, just to survive. Village outside Nizhny Novgorod. How far from Moscow? 450 kilometers from Moscow. Sometimes things don't really make sense. The context isn't clear. But it's a lot of just here are things that were happening in 1992 around Russia, around the former Soviet Union. There's a steel mine, or a steel mill at the Donetsk Eastern Mine, where there was a big mining strike in previous years. The miners and the Ukrainian nationalists worked together to pressure the USSR. Yeah. I like their hats. Chess mention. What are they playing? What's happening here? Who's winning? White's winning. Doesn't look so... Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe these are his... Maybe these are his pieces that he's taken. The pool game looked weirder. Hard to tell, yeah. Well, this is a... okay, these look like the Dubrovnik pieces. They've got the different colored tops. But yeah, it is hard to tell. What's the checkers piece for? Who's to say? No idea. Cue ball hitting cue ball? Yeah, I have no idea. Someone made the joke earlier that it was communist pool. Oh, you're gonna love this part. It's so good. A committee had been set up to decide on the lyrics of the new national anthem. Lost piece replacement? Yeah, it seems likely. Under the new democracy, the Russian people had been invited to compose lyrics. So far, they'd received over 60,000 entries. Everybody wanted to get in on this anthem contest. Oh, we'll come back to that. And Kyrgyzstan. Get some karaoke. It's so good. What a good shot. Whatever this song is, it's a bop. Within 2 months, Yegor Gator had become the most hated man in Russia. You bet. Yeah, they do not like that man. In Nizhny Novgorod, April 1992. They really don't like that man. Why are you protesting? Why? If they were honest, if they weren't mafia, they would have walked by us here, not scuttled through the back door. They've surrounded themselves with police. They are afraid. It's outrageous. They are real mafia. They know they won't be elected next time, so they will pocket the money and fly away. They should resign. Shame. Resign, shame. Yeah, and that. The effect of shock therapy had stunned the Russian people. Overnight prices soared. People could no longer afford even food. And their savings have been wiped out by hyperinflation. Gator was unrepentant. His slogan was, "Everything that is economically efficient is morally justified." Run that back. Everything that is economically efficient is morally justified. What a slogan. I do feel like we live in that world, though. Away with the mafia. Over and over again. Nice, where are they going? This looks cool. Gold extraction vessel in Siberia. I bet the checkers piece was their king. The body of a woman was found in Siberia. It had been there for 2,500 years. I didn't think I needed to censor the preserved by the permafrost. Censor this. It's educational. And mummy. And mummy. And permafrost mummy. Yeah, that's a mummy, all right. Go team. In Moldova, fighting broke out between ethnic Russians and other groups. Kind of hot for her age? Frankly. Any port in a storm, right? No. Where are you going? Over there. They shoot there. Even better. Why do you want blood? Please explain, why do you want blood? I have to be there, but they will kill you. They couldn't afford gloves even, yeah. Wait, oh, hold on. The next stage of shock therapy was to sell off everything that had been owned by the communist state. Oh, wait for it. This is... It's coming, boys. Except it's quiet. Auction of Sewing Shop 38 in Nizhny Novgorod. Good morning, Emmy. You're in time for History Hour. Sale of military equipment outside Nizhny Novgorod City Hall. Sure, why not? Including military radar systems. Yeah, everything must go. It's, you know, it's all about efficiency, right? Anything that's efficient is economic, or anything that's economically, I don't remember what the line was. Is bad, though. How you doing, Emmy? Hey, she won the sewing shop. Good for her. The committee listening to the tune of the new anthem. They received 60,000 entries in their Write the New Russian Anthem contest. Everything that is economically efficient is morally justified, I think is what he said. Yeah, that was the line. Good work. A civil war had begun in the new independent state of Georgia. Shout out Georgia. Shout out Nona Gabrindashvili. The Abkhaz minority in the north rebelled. Abkhaz against control by Georgia. Could be better. My new endocrinologist wants to send me into menopause because she can't read units, which is quite worrying. Oh, geez. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. Have therapy in a bit in the evening. I'm visiting the chess club again. Nice. Nice. I mean, other than that, yeah, pretty annoying that they can't read units. That's a bit concerning. In response, the Georgian government attacked the Abkhaz. I'm struggling with that one. There's too many consonants in a row. I don't know what to do. Abkhaz city of Sukhumi. Abkhaz, I think. I hope you have fun at the chess club. Abkhaz would be my guess. The Institute of Experimental Pathology and Therapy in Sukhumi. In the 1930s, Stalin's scientists had studied primates in Sukhumi. It was even rumored that they had tried to crossbreed humans and apes to create stronger human beings. Sure, why not? Who hasn't? You know, America's working on some shit. In the 1950s, the space chimps were bred here. Relatable, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, chimps. Now the remaining monkeys were caught in the fighting. I'm sorry, monkeys. And people. That really sucked. State pen factory in Moscow. Hey, Lanny. Do I have a treat? I think maybe I do. Hold on. State-owned industries were sold off. The aim of shock therapy was also to turn all Russians into capitalists, as the state-owned industries were sold off. Every Russian was given vouchers they could use to buy shares. Adam Curtis loves clips of people dancing. Lay down. To the army that heroically went through the whole of the 20th century and the whole of Europe still remembers it. To the officers of the Russian army. Well, yeah, their goal was to get the Russians to buy businesses and, you know. Yes. They have a new political party. To fight for Russian nationalism and against international capitalism. Privatization vouchers being checked. Well, but you are absolutely right, Emmy, in that these vouchers do not stay in the hands of the Russian people for very long. Good boy, Lenny. The Tsar's anthem of the old Russian Empire. Can I turn this up at all? Why is that locked? Shock therapy had created a disaster. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Western countries were sending planes and ships with emergency food aid. It is relatable. It's true. It's a shame he's such a shit. But Yegor Gator insisted that there was no alternative. It was the inevitable end of an empire.
For me, as a representative of course, the destruction of the Union is some kind of a tragedy, but I had accepted it as a reality. Probably for British, the destruction of a great empire was a tragedy once, but now it is accepted as a reality. We have to accept the realities. Nobody had invented real mechanism how to privatize the communist economy in 1 month.
He does. He does.
That is, the political and social reality.
Somehow wider. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Wait for it. Don't mind the hugging. They're just hugging. People find new ways of making money. They're just hugging. Cat's just watching. I couldn't completely cut it out. I mean, the cat clip is so good. We're back to Miss Stabby. Hello, sit down. You're in for a shock. Are you going to tell me something shocking? Julia, your sentence has been reviewed. Your term has been annulled by 1 year, and the remaining year suspended. We congratulate you on this and wish you all the best. Only capitalists. It's your last day here. The remaining year of your sentence. There will be a year left in October. It says here that the remainder of your sentence has been suspended. We hope that in the future you'll think a bit more carefully before you act, so nothing like this happens again. Well, whatever, get out. Yeah. Where should I go now? Go and get your papers. And then you need to go around to each department quickly to collect signatures. What will we do without you? Keep being a prison. You should have seen your face. Well, she said a year first, and then she gets to go home. Abkhazia. Oh yeah, this was a guy laying on the ground with his friend, like, over him. And I was pretty sure he was dead. I wasn't positive he was dead, but I was pretty sure enough that, sad face. What? I'm doing a session. Oh god. Wait for it. This is great. Speaking of only capitalists. So we'll start with the skin and nail care. And then we'll talk about makeup. The cream conceals all the spots and dark circles on your face. It's for when you need to look your best and haven't slept or eaten well. It's a makeup MLM, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The makeup MLM. Mary Kay employs 325,000 consultants in 23 countries. The American dream has come to Russia. Mary Kay. It's the MLM. Yeah, the MLM. Since I started working for Mary Kay, my life has changed. My view of the world, my self-esteem. Just wait for smiling class. I feel more confident talking to different people. It has enriched my inner life. I saw someone say today, when your friend from high school says they've just started a small business, it is 99% that it is an MLM, and you should not listen to anything they say. Oh, they didn't forget about the guy in space. Sweet round, yeah. He made it back. They remembered. Sweet round, yeah. And cosmonaut Sergei Kurkalev finally returned to Earth. My friend from high school is on Shark Tank. Nice. Good for him. But the Museum of Space Achievement in Moscow had now become a used car lot. Imported Western cars were stored there before they were sold. Nice, good for her. She had to deal with Mr. Wonderful? Oh dear. Well, I have mixed feelings. On one hand, the economy makes us use this place profitably. It should not stand idle. But at the same time, the cars, as you see, amid the space exhibition, do rather spoil it. They do rather spoil it. The boost in the show is so good she never signed the deal. Nice. Good for her. 140 million Russians were given vouchers to buy shares in companies. Very good for her, yeah. So everyone will become a shareholder in the new democracy. Here are your documents. Enjoy your freedom. Thank you, goodbye. Hey, Lenny. Good boy. Fireworks? Fireworks! Hey, that's good. It's nice when it's fireworks. Camels. Tuva, southern Siberia, 3,900 kilometers from Moscow. Camels. Hostel for the homeless in Moscow. Our mummy. Why can't I turn this one up anymore? It's weird. Wait. What's happening? People across Russia were selling their possessions on the street. This guy just got a shoe in order to survive. Oh yeah. I missed that. I missed that line. The shock therapy experiment had created an economic disaster. I assume he's got the other shoe, once you paid. And created an economic disaster. Prices had risen by 2,520% in 1 year. People across Russia were selling their possessions on the street in order to survive. Okay, he's into it. Or not. In desperation, they also sold the vouchers they had been given to invest in factories. You bet. Buying vouchers. It's mostly our people, Russians, who are selling vouchers. There are no tourists selling dollars. About 3,500 rubles, that's the price. Didn't it used to be 10,000? Yes, but so many were sold, the price fell. The vouchers were then bought up by the oligarchs. Of course they were. They saw how they could use them to take over all the old industries in Russia. Oh, I gotta do that. What's the problem there? We'll take a look. The drunk plumber. Well, he's not drunk. It's just an alcoholic. Lady, what's on the menu? Have you finished already? Just about. Alcoholic. Have you seen a teetotal plumber? I sure haven't. The Bolshevik biscuit factory in Moscow. So aesthetic. Look at their pretty aprons. And their pretty cakes. Beautiful. The factory was the first to be auctioned in the shock therapy experiment. It was bought by one of the oligarchs using the vouchers. Its estimated value was 80 million. He bought it for 475,000. Looting. The free market experiment was no longer working. You think? Foreign diplomats are being given works of art to thank them for sending food aid. Just, further looting. A little cultural looting while we're at it. No longer working. Was never working. This is how it was supposed to work, of course. Yes. Yes. The alcoholic plumber. Lousy stuff. It's not mine. Where did you get it? From a kiosk. Thank your colleague, it was his idea. Do you think I'm a vodka expert? And all of a sudden she's taking care of a plumber? Better leave it here. Uh-oh. There was violent opposition to shock therapy in the Russian Congress. I ask everybody to calm down. The vice president said Yeltsin was creating, quote, economic genocide. Incoming ad, friends. Speaking of economic genocide, gonna economically genocide you into some ads. I didn't get the memo? I guess not. I announce a break. I ask everyone to go back into the corridors. I must ask you to calm down. They're like punching each other. Burp, 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 burp. Also relatable. They do have a lot of nice clips of him tripping over stuff. Under pressure, Yeltsin sacked Yegor Gator. Yeah, you bet. But he did nothing to stop the shock therapy experiment. Especially in front of a crowd. Very relatable. Yes, that too. Tajikistan. Beatles poster. Tom Cruise. Mary Kay. She's got her Mary Kay. Women of Russia, you too can be small business owners.
The disintegration of the union is very bad because you know that demonstrations are happening at the moment.
Maybe.
Shahidan Square and a lot of Muslims there. And they want to establish the Islamic Republic. And the very idea of establishing the Islamic Republic terrifies me because women will lose rights and they'll have to cover their faces and stay at home and be a housewife and bring up a huge number of children.
Do you really think that that's the way things are going?
Yes, that's the things are going.
Establishment of an Islamic Republic. This is probably a spoiler, but I looked up what happened to Gator. Very high probability that he was killed by a fruit salad in 2006. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't think that came up in this, but that's that's also somehow relatable. There's a civil war happening. It's pretty bad. 100,000 people have died. In the place that Layla's families may be from. Tajikistan? Just some women in the tank. Passed away in 2009. Someone gave her some... Oh, she's got some flowers. It just happened. I didn't intend to kill him. It was the wrong man, the wrong place, and a woman with the wrong object in her hand. Had a teacher who lost a leg there. Has Chechnya come up yet, or is that a bit later? That might be later. Or wait, that might have been part of 1991. I don't remember. In a war in Chechnya. Meanwhile, it might be in the one after this. Maybe so. The presidents of Russia and America. Yes. It's time. The American government still supported the shock therapy experiment, of course. USA, USA, USA. Yes. President Bush said it would lead to democracy spreading across the world. Didn't I tell you to bring rubles with you? Rubles? No. You need the equivalent of $70. Like the guy with the top hat in the crowd. It's a good look.
Wouldn't it be great if we could just take
Oh yeah, here we go.
confidence and become confident?
Get your money ready. You need $50 as a deposit.
Да, то есть даст 4000 обратно.
For this motivational seminar.
And we have also been going to smile school since I've been here. We have 3 smiles we're in practice. With our lips closed and lips together, and then we will smile with lips together and nod. But it's more fun if you look at somebody.
Итак, вот первое занятие школы. Пожалуйста, смотрите.
Wait, what's the third smile? Damn, I only got 2 of them. If it did, it was probably spiked with vodka. That's racist. You gotta pay for the third one. Probably. Probably. That'll be another $75 deposit. Think about why he's so racist, Ken. Nice rocket. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Lennon. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's a good look. Testing for nuclear radiation. Is that a rocket on your lawn, or are you just happy to see me? I like the device they use. They have to keep on the outside. It makes sense. You probably don't want to bring that inside. Yeah, definitely don't trip. Man with the ruble. That was the... Is this a demo or the cameraman gives 0? I guess the cameraman gives 0 fucks. Most of the oligarchs now had their own banks. Yes. In the chaos, they offered to take over the role of paying millions of workers still employed by the Russian state. Yes. Instead, most of the money was taken. More. Billions of dollars. How nice of them. And used to speculate on the global currency markets. Factories across Russia began to run out of money. What do you do when that happens? Glass factory in the Ural Mountains. Some factories don't have any money to pay the workers. Some factories haven't worked for months. The biggest factory was shut down a year ago. We're lucky to be working. Two days later. Sounds like present-day Nigeria. Yesterday we were told all of us would have to stay at home. Another kiln was closed down. Yeah. Factories don't have the money to buy raw materials. We had some of those fancy bowls. Ah, this guy. He'll figure it out. He'll fix things. I don't remember who he is, but he's someone else who thinks he can fix things, I think. Vladimir Zhirinovsky was convinced that America was using shock therapy to destroy Russia. Yes. I mean, he's not wrong. Shake weight has not been invented yet. Nope. In response, he sent troops from his political party to help Saddam Hussein defend Iraq. Okay. Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, go for it, I guess. He got the memo, yeah. Because, you know, him and the Russian people. The bureaucrats, the oligarchs, they got a different memo. It said loot faster. Lentil also hates this part. The Moscow circus could no longer buy enough food for its tigers. Kitty. Yeah. Oh, she is not happy. So they had to feed them people. They had to sell, you know any oligarchs that just feed them the monkeys? Oh God. From the other place. I'm sure there are some oligarchs that would like to buy some tigers. And that might help feed the other tigers. Mike Tyson? Yeah, basically. At the very least. She's pissed. Of course she's pissed. Bastard. Oh, factories now paid their workers with the goods they made. Remember those bowls? Want to buy this beautiful vase? Look at this vase. Only 20,000. Crystal sets for sale. Hot roast potatoes. Young lady, have you changed your mind? This weird thing, whatever this weird thing is. Vodka shot glasses for sale. There's no money in the whole of the Soviet Union. I mean Russia. No one is paid in cash, but in products. If you go to any provincial town, workers are paid in the goods they produce. I think those were lamps. Ah, with the thing. Chandeliers for sale. Where else can we sell them? One of those weird things with the... yeah. Sewing machine. Why not? We're registered as working. We work, but they don't pay us. Even if they paid us, it would only be enough for bread. That doesn't look good. Sukumi. Oh no, the monkeys. Thousands of civilians were fleeing the fighting. The Abkhazian fighters retreated. Wait, where do they go? Into the Caucasus Mountains. Oh. Fiber optic lamps, where they joined with the Muslim rebel groups from Chechnya, leaving behind them a deserted city. See you, Sukumi. President Yeltsin on holiday on the Crimean coast. We're almost done with this. Yeltsin hoisting a girl out of the water. And throwing her back in. It would be so funny and relatable if he fell in instead. Yeah. That gator guy would have just fallen in, yes. Biden jealous, yeah. Can't believe we threw her back. Oh, this is so good. The anthem committee discovered that none of the lyrics sent in fitted the tune they had chosen. Here are some first lines. Let's try and sing this. I don't think we can sing. I think it's impossible to sing. We don't need czars and dictatorships. And so on. Oh, it's awful. This one too. You have risen, the star of my Russia. You are called free labor. God, these are bad. And this one. Glory to you, Russia noble. Sadly, it's not Shakespeare, and so on. We even received a text which says, Russia will lead us to the triumph. Wait, I'm sorry. Russia will lead us to the triumph of fascism. There you go. There's your new anthem. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's a bad sign when they're making effigies of you. It'd be kind of weird if the anthem was written in Old English, yeah. The mafia supports me. A BBL? What about you? Supreme Council of Congress voted to impeach President Yeltsin. They said he was destroying Russia. I'm gonna throw them back if they're too small. I am really upset by the Supreme Council's decision. And I think they are scared themselves. They were so disrespectful, I am not going to forget it. Mark my words, he says. You saw what I did to that girl. In any case, the Supreme Council shouldn't drift so far to the right. They have drifted too far. It's just pacing and ranting. This translation should be the triumph over fascism, I hope, but triumph of fascism might have been more accurate. Yeltsin threatened to impose emergency powers. Uh-oh, it's not good when they do that. What does the right impose Soviet Russia? Good question. Who's to say? They had a liberal party in the 90s that was right-wing, I think. Interesting. Get it, ladies. Get those perms. It's this bop. Winter Cherry. There's nowhere to run. The night is a lonely prison. And you aren't expecting any changes from life. Damn. But again, that dream will come where you are together again. And your tears on the pillow are all for him. It's a bop. It's a bop. New anthem lyrics, right? I think that would be better. United Russia Party. Office of the Supreme Council of Russia, September 1993. Yeltsin cut off all the phones to the Congress building and announced that he had dissolved Parliament. I guess that's a thing you can do. He was going to force the economic experiment through by himself. Metaphorically so far. In response, the Supreme Council impeached Yeltsin and elected a new president. Oh yeah? Let's see how this goes. They then stood for the new national anthem. Although it still had no words. You can't break up with me, I break up with you, yeah. Yeltsin then sent armed police to seal off the Parliament building. God, okay, all right, I shout out those particular uniforms. There's just something about, it's so good. The very place where he had led the resistance 2 years before. Ah, yes. The phone was funny. The rest of this, not so much. He also cut off all power. Today is the starting point for Russia's path towards real democracy. The acting president of Russia, the rule of law, and a constitutional state. But it's too early to declare any victory. We must keep together and stay strong. Got some divergent government stuff again. Man, that guy's doors to the Parliament building. Stalin mustache is pretty good. It is pretty good. Does that look familiar? The Parliament metro station. Same shield, yeah. Just like Ukraine, just like the US. Hold this meeting by candlelight in solidarity with the Russian people.
И при этом вы опять улыбаетесь и киваете головой.
How does your skin feel?
How does your skin feel? That's the end. It's the end of part 4. We will resume part 5 on Sunday. Brainwashing 101, yep. We're, yeah, once we get through, does it get more and more depressing? I mean, do you think it got better? I think it stays pretty depressing. I mean, they don't really get to Putin until episode 7. But I think this one was the most depressing so far. Yeah. Damn, we didn't get the bit I was waiting for. Oh, cliffhanger next time. Chess Time Machine. Thought it happened in 1993. Interesting. What bit were you waiting for? It it's just so... like, what a bummer. The military shooting at the parliament? Ah, yeah. Yeah. But that said, I don't know. It feels... It's called Traumazone, and they eased you into it. It probably has a happy ending. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, a big theme of the show is just understanding what happens, right? What it's like to live through something like that. And it's pretty traumatizing.